Yep.
That's it,
We'll
right
do it
there.
all over again.
All right,
Round
so
two because
make sure you turn the volume up.
Yeah.
Okay, the volume.
I'm seeing the volume. You got volume.
All right, yeah. So we're here with Graeme Maitland and his cousin Rob, and they hail from my area of the country, you know, up there near Boston. So just outside of Boston, west of Boston.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Graham's been in his new property in Royal Highlands for about a month.
What month? Yeah, 5 weeks
How
maybe
come that went
something.
by so fast?
It's been really fast, that's for sure. The time flies by when you're
It
busy
does.
doing stuff around here.
Oh my gosh, you've done a ton already. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Now,
we-
Rob's about to make trips every week down here, getting
So,
out that cold.
yeah.
In the last 8 weeks, I've spent 4 weeks in it.
Exactly.
My
Yeah.
wife doesn't know what's going on.
He's gonna set up permanent residence here. He's here so many times that,
Oh my gosh, she's gonna watch the video and be like, oh, he's gone again. Yeah.
yeah.
So today is kind of a testimonial of Graham's journey,
Yeah.
right? So I'm gonna let him kind of take over and tell us about where the journey started.
All right, the journey started probably 2 years ago. Because I'd always thought that I'd want to move down here just to get away from the winters and up there. So I started looking into Central Florida, particularly the villages, and was up there last year for a week. Traveled all over the villages. Thought it was really nice place to be, beautiful. And been back home and didn't think much more about it until this year. And then I really started, looking into Central Florida on YouTube, Zillow. And I don't know, the springtime Tonya showed up on YouTube. So I started looking at Royal Highlands as an alternative to the villages. And the more I looked at your videos and all the beautiful houses that we got here, I'm saying, well, maybe Royal Highlands is my place to go. So that's kind of how it came about. And, it just, we decided I sold my house up in Mass, and it sold very, very quickly. Way quicker than I thought it was gonna. Came to the realization that I need to go find a house.
Yeah.
So I called you,
Yeah.
and one afternoon, and we set up an appointment. I think a following week maybe it was.
Yeah.
And we came down. I persuaded my cousin Rob to come down for a week. So we headed on down, and we drove down. Both of us drove. We got here in I think less than 2 days. I think it was maybe 2
Yeah,
days.
2 days,
Yeah,
2 days
close.
to come down.
Yeah. So we did that, and then we got in touch with you, and we came to Royal Highlands, and never been here before. So both of us, we come in the front gate, and both, we said, wow, this place is really,
It's nice.
really nice.
Right.
Well kept,
Yeah,
Yes.
coming in the gate and
yeah,
up to the main office there.
yeah. Everything was just nice, and I knew it was a nice place because he's not too shy about saying what he's gonna like, right? He'll tell you if
Perfect
there's
guy to
something,
bring
right?
along,
So
yeah.
he was quiet. There was nothing coming out of it. So I said,
Oh.
wow, this is
Wow.
pretty good. But we did think the place is beautiful. From the get-go. We walked, we drove in, the driveway, around the curve, the lakes on either side. We come up, we checked it in with the rec center there. Went in there, checked that out. Beautiful. It was all done over, you told me.
Yep.
How many years ago?
A few years, 4
Few
years maybe. Yeah.
It all looked nice. And
During
then
COVID, I think is when it took place.
so I think we ran into you after that. We went to look at some houses. I told you I wanted concrete block.
Yep.
I wanted, what else did I want?
Newer floors.
Newer floors.
Right,
I didn't want no carpet. No carpet.
Yep.
Yeah, no carpet.
Yep. And
So
I
we
don't
did
think
that.
you really wanted a rear neighbor if you could
That's
get it.
right. That was a big deal. There you
And
go.
that's
Kids
hard to
are
find in the
nice.
villages. It's hard to
And
find
that
that.
is
Yeah.
almost impossible to find the village.
Yeah.
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 You better,
No kissing on
you
us.
better love your neighbor if you're there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you're not a golfer.
No, I'm not a golfer. Not yet. Anyway.
not
I
yet.
may, but right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Right.
But like I'd mentioned, if Rob wanted to try the course out or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If you're in the market, then Tonya can get you on the course and get you around to golf when you come to visit Royal
Yeah.
Highlands. I have down what was important when you were looking for a Florida realtor. I know you had a realtor you were working with in the villages.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she took us around a little bit. Yeah.
And
Rob, you were in the villages too. Did you do that
Well-
trip with him?
Not the first trip.
Okay.
The second time when we came here, we were at the hotel in the villages.
that's right. You didn't do
So
the
we went-
same play.
we went to the
To the
squares.
brown.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did see some of the houses in the villages, but very congested.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of uneasy feeling, right? Your neighbor, it's one thing to have neighbors on your side, but to be 15, 20 feet away from your neighbor in the back,
Right, those 0 lot lines.
Yeah.
yeah,
They're no joke, yeah. When you were up in the villages though, you didn't, so you stayed at the Brownwood Hotel, I think, is where you
Yeah,
guys stayed.
yeah, I stayed there for like 7 days, I think it was.
Yeah, oh, okay, so that's a good
Yeah, I
trip.
think it was-
And
yeah.
you went to mostly open houses.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
what kind of happened? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's always opens up there.
always
7
open.
days a week.
That's a pretty good way to do it.
Yeah.
You can just walk in and,
Yeah.
and check it out and get a feel for
Yeah,
it.
and they're all nice, all the realtors up there, they'll talk to you, they'll tell you what, about the house and all that,
Right.
it's really low key, I mean.
Yeah.
We went around to, I don't know, what did we look at, like 12 houses maybe? All kinds
Yeah,
of different
probably.
houses.
Wow.
We looked at a lot.
Yes, and did you stay within a certain price point when you were looking?
Well, kinda, yeah, we
Okay.
did, yeah, I would say, yeah, we stayed pretty much
Yeah.
whatever, I knew what I wanted to spend.
Okay, very
I would
good.
say that.
Yeah. And so if somebody else was starting their search now that's watching the video, is there anything you would have done differently or anything you would give for advice for somebody just starting the search now?
Well, the thing is with me, it was a little different because I was on a time crunch.
Yeah.
I had like days to find a house, right? But if I had more time, I would certainly look all the places around here because I didn't know there was so many places. I would have liked to see different places, but you know, but I think I knew what I wanted.
Yeah,
And when
okay.
I saw this, I was happy with
Yes.
it. So I really didn't have to go pursue any other place.
And when we
Yeah.
found this place, what was interesting, Rob and Graham, did we go on my golf cart or did we?
Yeah,
we
yeah,
did.
we
We
did
went on my
golf
golf cart. That was
Yep.
kind of fun, right? So
Yep.
the weather must have been
Oh, it
good.
was a great time.
Yeah,
We
and
had
we
a great
went,
time.
I think we had 5 or 6 homes we were going to see, and this one was occupied.
Yeah.
We got to that last house of the day, and this kind of was the bar all day, I think, had set the bar. And then I said, if you want to go back and look at that one you liked best, I'll call the owners. And they stepped out
Yep.
for a second look, and then you went back overnight. The villagers called me the next day.
Yeah, I went
and
back,
they had, yeah.
looked around up there, went out to dinner, mulled it all over, and
Yes.
my mind was made up. I
Right.
knew it was going to be this one.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like one day here, one day touring Royal Highlands. I found the one I wanted.
Right.
yeah, we spent the whole afternoon with you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
this was the first one that we looked at
It was
in
the
here.
first one, yeah.
Funny.
And like you said, that was the bar.
Right.
We came in and there was certain things in this house that just said,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
feel,
knew it
I
was-
already feel comfortable.
Right.
Yeah, like we came in the front door and I saw the tile floor.
Yeah.
And that's what really
Was a
made
big
it for
thing.
me because it was beautiful. I
Yeah.
loved it.
You've been here 5 weeks. Do you tend to go to Claremont when you need something,
Yeah.
or you do?
I've gone to both.
Okay.
I've gone to Leesburg. I went to Walmart, Leesburg.
Yeah.
We went all over Leesburg. My insurance is up there.
Okay,
I know Ski Beach is great.
that's true. Yeah,
a nice
that's in
place.
Leesburg.
But I do tend to go to Claremont.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know about Claremont until,
Really? Yeah.
well, we hit a little bit of it, but it was later on when I was here.
That's
I went
neat.
down there, then I realized how many
Like,
stores.
wow,
I
and
said,
it's some
wow,
hills.
What's all
The
there?
hills,
Yeah.
and every restaurants, there's everything.
Right, right,
It's
yeah.
only 20 minutes.
No,
right?
exactly.
So 20?
Did the villages kind of just put you into Central Florida, or like
Yeah, kind of.
you didn't want to be by the coast or anything?
No, because I knew about the issues with the coast. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's, I prefer not to be there.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's great if you like that, but
You're
it's-
2 hours away.
It
you're
wasn't for
coast.
me, so it was the villages first, and then I branched out and found this place.
So was there any, I'm curious, just because you were, HGTV and these shows that are on TV, a lot of times somebody will bring a friend, right? Or a
Right,
relative.
right.
Yeah.
And what I always love is the buyer has their criteria, but sometimes the helper needs to be like, whoa, remember, you wanted X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Did you have to do that with Graeme at all?
So a lot with the backyard.
Ah,
Really? Oh, yeah.
okay.
So when we were looking in the villages, and they're all about, this is a new house. They're very focused on the new house, and don't worry about the neighbor behind you.
Right.
And we can put a fence up, and you can kind of hide yourself. But here, you walk in, you walk out. There's nothing there.
Yeah, he's on the golf course.
On a golf course.
Yeah.
In the villages, I think it seems a little forced. The way that they construct, it's forced into an area, and then the landscaping is all little. And you see people that have just bought that are now ripping yards apart because they're trying to make it look like
It's been there a while.
It's been there a while. And I didn't think there was much, well, the people that we talked to were selling the new houses, but they didn't say much about the existing houses.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
That's
that
an
were for sale.
interesting.
They're in their niche of new is better, new is better.
Right.
If that's a big community, I feel they should be saying there's houses out there that aren't in this new construction.
It might meet the needs of what the buyer's wanting.
Right.
So did you have to remind Graeme and say like, listen, you didn't want that back wall, or you wanted open space in the back?
I did. I
Yeah.
think I said it a couple times.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, that's good.
And
Yeah.
we saw one house in particular in the villages that the neighbor then built a pool. So they were right on their property.
Yeah.
Literally like 5 feet from the edge of their pool.
Wow.
It was,
It was really close.
yeah, so,
And it's like you can get so much bang for your buck down here. Like just
Yeah.
30 minutes south.
Yeah.
You know, in a resale community like this.
Yeah, for what I paid for this house, you're definitely not gonna get golf course here.
Right.
That's not gonna be anywhere close to that. And like I said, you know, I look out my front door and I see 8 palm trees.
Yeah.
Other people's property, so I get the benefit of that.
Yeah.
I don't have to deal with palm
Right.
tree maintenance.
Yeah.
And I look out the golf course and it's, to me, it's great.
And have you met some people?
The neighbors?
yes.
Yeah, I met
Yep.
all the neighbors around here, just about all of them.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
great.
all very nice people.
Any advice for someone starting to look? Graeme?
Well, get somebody that you, like Tonya, that can
Yeah.
lead you down the right path, and she's a great lady to deal with, answers all your questions.
you.
I think that's super important, that there's someone you can relate to. I mean, and this lady invited me to Thanksgiving. Okay? So, you know,
yeah.
she's gonna be a lifelong friend.
Exactly. Absolutely.
You know, so I think that means a lot.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, I gotta say is Florida Plus, Madara, the coordinator, took care of all the stuff that I didn't like to do. She did it all. Right?
Right.
It was easy for me to just sign something on the
Yes.
phone.
Yeah.
So did that. That was great. And then the closing was
That's
so
right.
super
Yeah,
easy.
over at Seaplane.
Cricket, seaplane, in and out of there in 20 minutes. Two signatures? I don't know.
It was quick.
Joy was down there.
Yes, I brought my
Joy was there.
dog.
So I did that. That was super easy.
Yeah.
And you took care of the inspections.
Yep.
You know, the house inspection, the termite, and you took care of that. So what
That's
more,
right.
what more do you want? I mean, it was great. It was easy. And I like
That's what it
easy.
should be.
I like
Yes.
easy.
And you got to meet the homeowners because he wanted to show you where
Yeah,
shut-offs
tell
were.
them about that.
Yeah,
That was
so
great.
that was so
Yeah.
Al and Debbie were here, kind of packing and moving when
Yeah.
we did that
We were in
final
the middle of a
walkthrough.
move. Yeah.
Yes,
Move it.
that's right. And Rob was down for that.
Yep.
And Al bought a bottle of what was it?
Glenfiddich 15-year.
And Al was able to walk the whole exterior with Graeme and Rob and show just certain
Yep.
things about the house, right?
Yep.
And before I knew it, that bottle was gone. I'll
Yeah.
make sure I send this to Al and Debbie.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was emotional, and it kind of just wrapped everything
It did.
up at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's the way it should be done because
Mm-hmm.
Al and Debbie had pre-signed, so they didn't go to the closing, you know, that Graeme and I went to, but they were able to meet and talk about the property and anything that
That
Al
was a
thought
great
we should know.
afternoon. I loved
It
it.
was.
I
That
loved
was.
every bit of it. It was great. Al's a great guy. Debbie was super.
Yep,
And, you know, it was just a fun time.
it
And
was.
we were here for 2 hours.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Right?
We were, exactly.
So it gives him peace of mind too, you know?
Yes.
That the house that he's had for so many years is now gonna be taken care of
Yeah.
by,
Yeah, I think he
Someone
did have
who cares
quite
about
the
it.
attachment to this house.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
way he was talking.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was sad about
Yeah,
having to move.
yeah.
But he's in good hands, as you can see. With
Yeah.
slow but
Exactly.
sure, I'm getting it done.
that's right.
But
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah,